Market Monday, big week for Madden Ultimate Team. Zero Chill ending, right? The boost, the zero AP abilities going away January 9th. We have a double team of the week, a brand new season, new team captains, and the first of 3 playoff releases starting this Thursday. So that's the content schedule. There is a reveal stream for Season 5 tomorrow afternoon. But we kind of already know the players were really just looking for the stats, and I guess maybe the return of alternate uniforms. Because I've been waiting like multiple seasons for some new uniforms. But yeah, that's that. Let's now get into the MUT leaks because we have the season 5 players. Of course, we went over last week. We have like their overall stuff. We have the team of the week content actually. So first up, we actually have some potential Team Diamond 2 leaks. We don't know where these fall into place. We got a Victor Cruz, a Walter Jones, I think a Randall McDaniel. Looks like Jerron Mayo, Larry Zonka. Maybe Team Diamonds 2 is on the horizon, in a week or two. Maybe this is just, some Team Diamonds that were going to be in Team Diamond 1 that just never made the cut, unfortunately. So we'll see where that falls. I would love a Team Diamond 2 content drop as long as they kind of did it the correct way and don't have like the super team diamonds and then makes the set guys irrelevant. AK icons starting next week. We kind of always knew that. The minute the new season started, AKAs would come back. Your team of the week champions for this week, and one thing to note, they are 94 overalls. AJ Espinosa, Jalen McMillan, Matthew Judon, Bryce Young, Cam Curl, and Zach Ertz. Of course, this does not include the LTDs. Should have what? 4 LTDs for the 2 weeks of this. Yeah, 2 team of the week releases, so we should have 4 LTDs, I think. Maybe just 2. We'll have to wait and see. Overall, team of the champions look decent. Cam Curls had some really good cards this year. Maybe Bryce Young. It depends on if these cards get discounted abilities. I hope they do, because they'll be then really relevant post January 9th. Also, one thing to note on the team of the week is that since it's the last team of the week being released, that boost, right, the +2 speed, the team of the week active boost, I think is going to stay on these players for pretty much the rest of the year. Because we go back to like middle of December when we got that team of the week 15. Those players kept the boost. They still have the boost right now, and it's only going away, tomorrow or the next day when this new team of the week content drops. So these team of the week cards actually have a little bit more like long-lasting value, just like in the meta and the market. They should have the team of the week boost for the rest of the year. So, these cards being good is actually pretty important because they're going to be good for, like, I would say a few weeks, probably up until the Super Bowl promo. All right, now we have the Season 5 players. Of course, we went over like a week or two ago. You guys know the cards. If you are unaware, Drew Brees, Julian Edelman, like Charles Woodson, Joe Tooney, players like that. It looks like they go up to 96 overall at the end of the season, which I would assume would be the Super Bowl. And then it also, if I go into the replies, as I caught this just a minute ago, says all team chems unclear, base overall 88, up to 95 overall loaded, which means these cards should be able to go to 95 overall right away. That means one of two things. Again, one, you can go to 95 overall right away, which the cards probably should be better than what we've had the past few seasons. And then two, to me, this tells us that the playoff promo is also going to be 95 overall champions with 96 overall LTDs, because typically the season cards are the overall of the current highest overall champion. And if they're 95 overall, and we don't have 95 champions yet, so that would mean the playoff promo is going to be 95 overall champions and 96 LTDs. Of course, that would go for 3 weeks. Then when the Super Bowl promo arrives, then there'll be 96s, and that's when you could upgrade these guys all the way up to 96 overall. So, bit of some overall news from MUT Leaks. First, we don't have the playoff promo players yet. Honestly, they might reveal them right after I'm done recording this. They'll get revealed probably later today or tomorrow, I would assume. I'm excited to see, fingers crossed that we go back to the old school style of playoff promo where, every single playoff team would get like 2 champions and then there would be like 2 super champions. I think they stopped doing that in Madden 22. I want to say Madden 22 playoff promo is like when it went down there. But playoff promo the past 2 years has actually been relatively good. They usually drop. We get like 8 to 10 champions the first release with a few LTDs. And, we'll have to wait and see. We'll probably get all like the boost information. I know if they're going to get +2 speed, maybe a strategy card in the next few days or maybe even hours from MUT Leaks. So overall, exciting week of MUT content. And yeah, let's get back. Let's actually now get into got a few things I want to talk about. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. So, of course, with the new season dropping this Wednesday, make sure you guys and I have to. Yeah, I just want the free pass. Thank you. Can I select it? Thank you. So, make sure that you guys kind of wrap up any level, grinding you might have. Now that I'm looking, I only have 2,300 season tickets. I actually probably need to get a few more tickets if those players end up being pretty decent 95 overall. Maybe they get a discounted ability, which would make them pretty damn important, like in the meta as we go, into the post January 9th, area of Madden Ultimate Team. Pretty nervous that the game is, because I felt like defensively, the game has probably been the best this entire year, and that's because you're able to get a mid-zone KO on essentially every single defensive back in the game. And again, it allows them to actually move and react when the ball's in the air instead of just being a cone. Now, it has been a little bit annoying going up against Master Tactician. Every game on offense, they're able to playmaker, quick hike with conductor. That's been a bit annoying, and having like a bunch of inside stuffs and O-line ability. Like, I personally, I can do without the O-line and the D-line abilities like being spam. Receiver abilities are essentially useless except for like route tech, but I just want my defensive backs to be able to react to the ball in air and catch the interceptions. Like, that's all I want. And I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried that EA is not going to adapt to post January 9th. And I say that because if we look at the cards we've gotten, in the past week or two that haven't been zero chill cards, right? Like, let's just go look at TJ Watt and JJ Watt, right? 95 overall LTDs released today. Pretty good cards. JJ Watt and 92 speed, good power move, good block shed, right? But then you go to his abilities and he gets one discounted ability that, that's being chosen for you. Goal line stuff. Come on, dog. Like, can't you make this like a double or nothing for 1 AP or a double or nothing for 2 AP? It has me worried that the playoff promo is just going to be, you're going to get one discounted ability per player, and EA is going to choose that ability. So if you don't run that ability or you don't like that ability, you're kind of stuck with it. Now, there have been, not rumors, but there is speculation that EA will actually go ahead and make all the zero AP abilities on, zero chill cards, maybe just discounted. I personally don't think they're going to do that. Like, for example, all these abilities, they wouldn't make them just return back to normal, but rather they would just go like up 1 or 2. So they would still be discounted. They wouldn't be the full price. And the reason I don't think they're going to do that is it doesn't make sense for EA. They want to push the new content for people to open packs as much as they can. They want people to move off of zero chill content and buy the packs and spend money to get the playoff content. Last year was their worst nightmare as the zero chill and ghost content was relevant pretty much until the Super Bowl promo came out, where they made the Super Bowl team Super Juice. And then the Super Bowl promo, was a team that was relevant for another month or two. EA has really found this is their new gimmick of, we're going to make cards super, super good during the duration of a promo. And the minute the promo ends and we have new content to sell, we're going to make the old cards trash. Now, there's, again, positives and negatives to that. I personally like it when they make the cards really, really good. Because, having cards come out and they be the best cards in the game, them being really good, that's good for the game, gets the excitement. But it does suck when the content is over and, some of the favorite cards you've been using now become really, really bad. Really, really bad. But overall, again, and this kind of leads me into the conversation I want to talk about, because you still see, I have a majority of my team. I've sold off bits and pieces of my team. Like, I just sold off William Perry. I have a Brock Bowers listed, and mainly because they're still, like, relatively expensive. Like, okay, I'll move off them. I don't need these cards. I have George Kittle. William Perry pissed me off during a game, so I don't use him anymore. So I have moved off a few cards, but for the majority of it, I still have almost all of my team from Zero Chill and Ghost. And my plan with it is I'm kind of waiting for the leaks. I want to see who the playoff LTDs are. I want to see who the playoff cards are. I want to see if they're going to get discounted abilities. I want to see if they're going to get like +2 speed boost, because the more and more that I look at the content they've released this past week, and I'll go back to the catalog, I think, right, at least for this week, right, this isn't going into, the remainder of January, but I think a lot of zero chill cards, which we think like all zero chill cards are not going to be the best cards in the game, we're not going to use them post January 9th. I don't think that to be true. I think probably 60% or 70% of what is considered the best team in the game, again, 60 to 70% of that, I think is still going to be zero chill players. I think cards like linemen are still going to be, mainly zero chill players. Receivers, for that matter, right? Malik Neighbors, still is 96 speed. We're probably going to get one, maybe two receivers, right, for the playoff promo this Thursday that hit that 96 speed threshold. But for example, like Braylon Edwards came out 95 speed 6'3". This card is just a little bit a shorter version of Calvin Johnson, unless you use deep out for 1 AP, and I don't know why you would use that ability. You see what I mean? Like, the cards they've released within this past week, they're giving them one discounted ability, and the ability at that hasn't even been that good, right? And, like, even we look at this DK Metcalf, which I believe is coming out this Friday for the Gauntlet at 96 overall, this card has 94 speed, right? Like, there are 4 or 5 faster zero chill cards that are out stock that are faster, right? And you look at his discounted abilities, right? Deep out for 2. Why would I use that? Braylon Edwards is deep out for 1. Outside apprentice for 1. Most people are going to have quarterbacks with master tactician or hot route master. And third down threat for 1. They are not understanding what discounted abilities people want on their cards, and they're not that crazy of the discounts, right? And yeah, they could raise AP, but realistically, we're going to be going back to, like, you're going to run, like, 4 abilities on offense and defense. So the rest of the players on your team that are the non-discounted ability players are going to be made up of players that are the fastest, that, if you don't run any abilities like linemen, it don't really matter, right? Like Malik Neighbors, again, still has 96 speed. Calvin Johnson, he's 6'5", has 95 speed. How many cards are going to come out on Thursday for the playoff promo receiver-wise, right, that are going to be better than 95 speed stock on a 6'5" receiver? Right, like, I realistically think my receivers this Thursday for the best team in the game are going to be Calvin Johnson, Malik Neighbors, and probably one playoff card that probably is going to have 96 speed and maybe a boost. Because I'll be honest, I'm not going to use a 6', 94 speed receiver that maybe gets boosted 96 speed over a 6'5", 95 speed Calvin Johnson. I'm not going to do that. I think the players that are going to make up the most of, like, what I'm going to get rid of is defensive backs. Defensive backs are, like, the most ability-dependent player and position in the game, right? If they come out with a few defensive backs that get mid-zone knockout for 1 AP, or get a deep out-zone knockout for 1 AP, I'm going to be essentially forced to use them. But again, like defensive linemen, I'm not going to be spending AP on, inside stuff and double or nothing with the limited defensive AP we have. Players like Myles Garrett and Javon Curse, they've got 92 speed stock as a defensive end. We just saw a JJ Watt 95 have 92 speed stock. How many defensive ends for the playoff promo are going to be faster than 92 speed? There's probably not going to be that many. So, of course, again, over the time of the multiple playoff releases, yes, the playoff promo cards will definitely overtake the zero show cards as being the best in the game. But I think for this Thursday, and then my plan is, I'm waiting to see what playoff cards are coming out. And then I'm deciding what players to sell for my team, because I think, especially a lot of the LTDs that, can't be, acquired from sets, I think majority of the zero chill cards, the best in the game right now, are still going to be predominantly used, at least for the next week or maybe 2. And a few other things to note for the market. Remember, Team of the Week cards, 94 overall, so you can pre-build those with 91 overalls. 91 overalls right now are actually pretty cheap. You can get them essentially minned out at the 67 or 68k mark. I think's pretty cheap. I think, honestly, people aren't going to realize how good the team, especially if they get discounted abilities. The Team of the Week cards might be the best cards in the game come post January 9th, but since they don't come out, they'll release, the 8th? Honestly, I feel like Team of the Week cards might be really, really cheap on Wednesday, and then when people realize how good they are, on post January 9th, I think they probably rise in value throughout the weekend as people realize, dang, they're kind of the best cards in the game, because they're going to get that +2 speed boost, right? So we're going to get 94 overall champions, maybe at 94, 95 speed, +2 speed there is 96, 97, right? Take away the zero chill boost, they become the fastest cards in the game. We'll see if they get discounted abilities, but yeah, like, look, you can pick up 91s at, a minned out price. You can build them, for, 335k, I think it is, if you buy every single 91 minned out. I don't think that's a bad price, right? Also, there's 6 champions. I know the champions aren't that good, right? Bryce Young, we'll have to see. AJ Espinosa. Hopefully Cam Curl is relatively fast, but I'm worried because his last card wasn't the fastest. he'll only have 93 speed. But if he has 94 or 95 speed, he becomes one of the best defensive backs in the game post January 9th. So if you want to prep for Team of the Week a little bit, again, it really just depends how good the cards are. But hey, you can pre-build them for less than 350K. For brand new champions, I think that's pretty good. The playoff cards, that is. And right now, we're a bit in the cut market in the sense that the 92 overalls are almost minned out. The min price is 104,000 coins. So 92 overalls right now, they can't go below 104,000 coins. So at minimum, right, the playoff cards are probably going to be going for like the mid 600s. I would assume very similar to the Zero Chill champions that were released during part 1. They're probably like first hour 550, 600K. But then as the day moves on, people add to your team. We're probably looking at the playoff champions being the first 95 overall champions are probably going to be around like the 600 to 650K mark. You can expect those 92 overall playoff heroes to go for a lot, especially day 1. Now, I don't think they'll go for 170K like the Zero Chill 90 overalls went, but they'll probably go for 130, 140 if you need 2 or 3 of them. Again, that puts the set at almost 600K. So I think Team of the Week cards are going to be a bargain this week compared to the playoff cards. Yes, I probably think the playoff cards will be better, right? They'll probably get a speed boost from a strat card, probably some more discounted abilities, but the Team of the Week guys might be, half the price of the playoff champions. And I know they're only 94s compared to 95s, but, for new content, 300K compared to 600K, that's a big difference, right? Especially if you're buying, 4 and 5 of each of the card, or not like, 4 or 5 Team of the Week champions, 4 or 5 playoff cards. That's a lot of coins. So, Team of the Week might be the move for those that want kind of the newer content, post January 9th. Go ahead and prep. Now, the bad ones will probably be less than 350K, able to buy them for like 250, 275. But, the best of the best, I would say like the Cam Curls. I'll actually go back and look. Who are the Team of the Week champions? I don't know if Zachary will be that good because David Njoku is still a solid card. Maybe Jalen McMillan is a really, really fast 95 speed receiver that gets 97 speed. The Team of the Week boost. Bucks team also is pretty good with like Julio Jones. So we'll have to see. That's all I got, for Market Monday right now. I'm still I'm peeking over at Twitter every 5 seconds, hoping that maybe Mutt Leaks tweets out the playoff cards and I'll have to re-record this video. But for right now, this is my recording. If you are watching this, that means the leaks are probably going to happen on Tuesday or Wednesday, because I would have re-recorded this if the playoff cards did get posted on this Monday. But I will see you guys probably in another video later this week. I kind of still want to go over season 5 and the playoff content, so we'll see on that. But until next time, peace.